Okay, so this is really weird. Uh, I have never vlogged before. I mean, I share my life pretty much on TikTok and I don't really hide anything, but I kind of wanted to start a YouTube channel um, that kind of goes more in depth about my life, um, which I'm sure will either come up in this video or I'll speak about it in another video. Because I just feel like it is so important to share what we go through, because I feel like that is such an important groundwork for human interaction. Um, because we all have our own shit going on, like we all have our own shit going on, but I feel social media especially is so fake, and everyone posts the best version of themselves and everything's all aesthetic and clean girl aesthetic and this has to be perfect and everything's just so fake. And I mean, like, hats off to people that can live like that or do live like that. But I kind of wanted to like show the more, I don't know, more human side of things. I did come off Instagram and Facebook January this year, so 2025, and I moved more to TikTok because I feel like on Instagram, like, you just post a picture that's like captured in that one moment that's so perfect, of like the lighting, the angles, the backdrop, the outfit, the makeup, the hair, the accessories. Like, it's just so exhausting having to uphold this fake front that you want everyone to see you as. But I just think it's so damaging for society, especially young people in society, um, because it kind of creates this false narrative that they have to live up to, you know, those above them or older than them or whatever. So, you know, and I mean, I'm literally no one. Like, we're all just grains of sand in the bigger picture. Um, but what I can do for myself, and if that helps other people, then I hope that's what this page can be. I'm going to speak a lot about mental health, a lot about personal struggles, personal issues. Um, I'll bring you on adventures with me and my dog Sully. I'll show you the reality for me as living as a 24-year-old, trying to figure our way through life. That really behind everything has no idea what the hell she's doing, makes a billion mistakes multiple times and never learns, struggles to live and do daily things like housework and cooking and cleaning and putting your clothes away and looking after a very big energetic dog, all on your own. It's a lot, okay? And people might think, like, if they're also struggling, well, okay, I speak for myself, maybe not other people, but I do sometimes feel ashamed or embarrassed when I say that I struggle, and I shouldn't, because we're all human and we all have our own shit going on, and not every day is our best day, but every day we can try to be the best version of ourselves, and if that means that we can only do a small amount of tasks, even if that is just getting up clean teeth, that is still a massive thing, to be able to achieve. And as someone who suffers quite badly with their mental health, I'll speak more about my depression, anxiety and PTSD, probably in a later video, if not this one. Like I said, it might come up. I don't really know what I want to say in this video. I think it's kind of just like I want to say a first one, but I have just posted a first one of like a daily vlog, but it's only 10 minutes long. I kind of want to make them a bit longer. Again, there's going to be no structure at all. I just go with the flow. But going back to what I was saying, I'm going to be speaking about my mental health and stuff. So like I say, it might come up later in this video or not. And you know, it's hard, and just because someone carries it well doesn't mean it isn't heavy. Like, fucking hell. Life's actually so hard. Like, life is so hard. And yeah, I might feel embarrassed to admit that. I mean, I'm 24, have my own place, have Sully, I was studying at uni, I live away from family and friends. So I do struggle, and that's okay, because I still get by and I still have a peaceful life, one that I enjoy. I have a home that I love, have a dog that I love. I feel very blessed to be where I am now. However, that is not where I have been this whole time. It's definitely not where I've been this whole time. In fact, today I went to the city and I grabbed a coffee whilst I was there after I got my lashes done and things. And the girl that was behind serving me, she's like, "I love your skirt, you look so put together." And I was like, "Oh, thank you so much," but not all the time, really not all the time. And I feel like it is so important because people do want that, I want to say normality, but everyone's normal is different. But I mean, I think maybe just to be able to relate and to know that other people are also going through things, and not in the sense that like no one would ever wish anything on anyone or anything bad on anyone, but I think it just kind of makes you feel a bit more like, okay, I can do it if they can do it. Because like, from what I've been through in my life, like it really is, you know, I grew up with my dad saying, "Oh, there's always someone worse off, there's always someone worse off," but sometimes you are that worse off. And yes, like there's going to be a list of people who are worse off, but then where does it end and where does it start? Because yeah, there's people worse off, but there's also people better off. And I feel like it's important to acknowledge your pain and your suffering and to not dismiss it for anything smaller than it is to you, because it's all relative, and what may be big to me might be small to someone else, and vice versa. Like what might be big to them might be small to me. And I just think it's important to recognise that. I speak from a personal point of view only because I did grow up with my dad and my mum. My mum sadly passed in 2017, but I'll speak more on that I think later. But my dad was in the Marines, in the Royal Marines, when he was a bit younger, and so I do believe he has his mentality that you've just got to get on with it and you've just got to push it aside and just carry on, because like that is what they're trained to do. They don't have time to feel. And personally, I do think it has affected my dad now that he's older, and now that I've gone through my own traumas and things, I can see where his anger comes from. Because I recognise that in myself too, and I have pushed aside my traumas and I have not acknowledged them or spoke about them, or I mean I try to, but I've never really like spoke about it in depth, because see, like even now I'm going to start getting emotional if I think about it. But I do want to get to a point where I can talk about things in depth, because again, like growing up, my dad was always like, "Oh, that's not something to say at the dinner table," or like, "No one wants to know about that." And dad's very much oh, you should be happy, and all of this. And like, I never want to badmouth my dad. I mean, he's my dad and he's an amazing dad and I'm so blessed to have him as a father. But there are some things I wish he may have dealt with a little differently. But again, it is his first time being human. So I am learning to forgive for some things that may have indirectly impacted me, that I'm trying to break away from. So I guess I want to talk now after 8 or 9 years, and if that comes in the form of writing it out, if it comes with the form of YouTube videos, TikTok videos, painting pictures, I need to get it out. And I feel like that is a massive thing for me to do, after dealing with self-destructive behaviours for 9 years. I have reached a point where I want to not oh my god, what the hell? I want to not hate myself when I look in the mirror. I want to not see my traumas when I look in the mirror. I want to see who I am today. I want to see who I have become despite it all. And I want to give myself the grace of knowing that I have made mistakes, dealt with things badly, probably been a not very nice person to some people, not been a very nice person to myself, to my friends, to my family, strangers. But I don't want to be one of those people who doesn't deal with trauma and ends up becoming angry at the world, which at the minute or very recently I have felt very, very angry at the world. And I just don't want to. It's not the world's fault, it's no one's fault. Everything was just a bit of a shitty situation. But I have come out the other side and I want to share my experiences on here with strangers, whoever watches this video. If you're going through something, I hope I can offer some form of hope for you, that things do get better, definitely will get better. And it'll take years, it will take a long time to get to a point where you can look back and be like, I guess that just happened. Because I used to spend so many years asking why did it happen to me, why did I have to go through this, or what is the reason for this, why, like, where am I meant to go now, what am I supposed to do with this? And I've reached a point now, how many years, what are we in 2025, 9 years, nearly 9 years I have spent asking why, and I have never got an answer, and it has brought me nothing but sadness, depression, anxiety, sleepless nights, panic attacks, self-inflicted scars. It has brought me nothing asking why. It has brought me nothing holding on to something that I cannot change. But now that I'm at a point where I'm ready to turn that page, I want to see who I am without it. I want to see who I become without holding on to it, without being angry at the world. I want to just be Georgia. I just want to be Georgia, and I want to look in the mirror and I want to see a strong young woman, which is what I am. And I want to love myself for it, and I hope that I can share my stories, like I say, with other people in hopes that they can take something from it for themselves. So I don't really know what else to say in this video. I feel like this is just, I think I said at the beginning, just a little start of what I want this page to be. Again, people might like it, people might hate it, people might not even bother watching it, which is completely fine. I am not doing this for any other reason really, other than for myself to speak up on things that I have been through. And yeah, I do think, like, I don't want to be one of those people that's like, oh, I'm inspirational on this, because I don't think that. But I do think what I have been through, and people can see that I've come out on the other side, I hope that that can give, like I said before, hope to someone. Because I spent 3 months in a hospital bed, not knowing what my future was going to look like, if I was even going to make it through those 3 months. And I did, but those 3 months, I needed something. I needed something to relate to, someone to relate to. I needed to see that things I needed to see that things were gonna get better. And it took a whole load of years from my childhood and teenage years into becoming an early woman. It took that from me. And now at 24, I am, like I said, allow myself the grace to grow into who I was gonna be and who I'm gonna turn into, or who I'm gonna become. And you know, I don't believe it's a reason to be horrible to people or to you know, dismiss other people. I don't believe that at all. I just want to be proud of myself that I have been through what I've been through, and I can still be a soft person, and I'm not hard, and I'm not angry. You know, because like what I have been through, when I talk about it, like it would have killed anyone. And maybe whoever watches this, maybe if you are someone in hospital currently, maybe even if you're a parent with a family member or a child in hospital, I hope that this can give you some form of hope that you know, there is a positive outcome of everything. And I think also things that don't end positively, so like when my mum passed away, I did discover my belief in the spiritual world, spiritual side, religion maybe, and I do want to talk about that in depth so much, because I'm not gonna be like, oh, you should believe it, because it's up to you what you believe. But I do think that helped me massively with the passing of my mum, and actually through everything it has really really been there for me. And, you know, you hear it quite a lot when people go through a bad time, they turn to religion. I was so atheist growing up. I was very much science, die-hard science. Still am, studying biological sciences at uni. But my belief is science, I guess, if that makes sense. I'll just say it's energy. Everything's energy. And energy can't be destroyed or created. It can only ever change forms. So when someone passes, nothing is ever lost because the energy was only ever borrowed. That's one thing that I will talk on more in another video. But I do think that is a very insightful thing to hold on to, especially for people who are struggling through, you know, the death of a loved one, or possibly, you know, that. Then I do think, even if you're not religious, science is there, and we are all energy. And yeah, so I think I've touched on a few things here, like just very, very, very briefly. But I think I might just stop there, rewatch it, see what I've said, see if it's okay to post. And yeah, I just hope that this can maybe show you what I want this page to be. And I am just a normal girl, just trying to share her life, to heal myself, hopefully help others heal themselves. And yeah, I hope you will enjoy the videos that come, and I hope it can be a safe space for you. Thanks for listening to my first video. Yeah, this has been a strange experience because I have never ever done anything like this before, and I guess I will see what it becomes. So thanks for watching.